Coming up on WFT Midday, American consumers may pay the price for tariffs announced this week on a variety of foreign goods. We will bring you the details.
Also, severe weather overnight. Dangerous snowstorms and tornadoes affecting several states.
And a newly designed nuclear-powered rocket aims to claim the title of fastest object ever made. Why that might just be possible. WFT Midday starts right now.
Watching WUFT Midday.
New tariffs announced Wednesday by President Trump went into effect overnight, and markets are already starting to respond. Welcome to WFT Midday. I'm Avlontis.
And I'm Carle.
President Donald Trump is imposing a 10% tariff on imports from all countries, plus higher rates for Cambodia, Vietnam, China, the European Union, and more. Here are 5 ways experts say Americans might feel the impact. 1, higher prices.
It's thousands of dollars. We're talking at least 2% of the median household income that this will cost American households.
Most economists predict U.S. businesses that pay the tariffs will pass on some or all of the costs to consumers. The Trump administration downplays that.
The businesses don't have to pass them on, or the producers in the other countries can eat the tariffs.
2, an economic slowdown.
What you're seeing here is a potential haircut to GDP for 2025 of about 3%.
JP Morgan predicts a global recession if Trump maintains his tariffs. Economists say a 1930 trade war deepened the Great Depression.
We know what happened in 1929, 1930 in the crash.
Trump supporters note other countries don't have to retaliate.
They're going to bring their tariffs down because they need the U.S. to be active trading partners.
3, blows to retirement funds if the stock market doesn't fully rebound. 4, high interest rates if the Federal Reserve sees too much inflation. And 5, growth for some domestic manufacturers. Economists say they're the biggest winners under Trump's tariffs.
We have to save the people in the industries of the United States.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Challenges to President Trump's tariffs already coming from Capitol Hill. For more on this story, let's get over to WFT's Caroline Deslandes live in the studio to break down the Senate's attempt to block the measure.
Senate lawmakers passed a measure Wednesday evening to block President Trump's tariffs on Canadian products. The Senate voted 51 to 48 in favor of Democratic-led resolutions as President Trump unveiled a tariff plan Wednesday. The resolution, authored by Democratic Senator Tim Kaine of Virginia, terminates the emergency declaration put in place to implement tariffs on Canadian imports. It only needed a simple majority to pass. 4 Republicans joined all 47 Democrats in supporting the measure. Among those was Kentucky Senator Rand Paul, who had harsh words for the Trump tariffs.
Tariffs are a terrible mistake. They don't work. They will lead to higher prices. They are a tax, and they have historically been bad for our economy.
Paul was joined by fellow Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell, along with Susan Collins of Maine and Lisa Murkowski of Alaska. The vote representing a significant break in the party just hours after President Trump formally announced reciprocal tariffs on some of America's largest trading partners. Live in studio, Caroline Deslandes, WFT News.
Severe overnight weather is affecting the country, battering several states. These storms are causing everything from dangerous snowfall to fast-moving tornadoes. This rapid snowfall can cause dangers to drivers, reducing tire traction and visibility. These dangers have caused several bus lines to shut down due to safety concerns. Blizzard-like conditions have dropped up to a foot of snow in northern Minnesota. Meanwhile, torrential rain and high winds have led to massive damage across the South and Midwest. The storms have spawned multiple tornadoes, which have appeared across several states. Authorities have yet to assess the extent of the damage caused overnight.
We've seen how the storms have affected states across the country. Now, let's take a look at your North Central Florida weather forecast with Jadyn Bottini live in the studio. Jadyn, tell us what we can expect from these storms heading into the weekend.
That's right, we're seeing some very severe weather across the country right now, but for us, we're remaining hot and humid for now. we're looking at a couple of scattered clouds out there. Temperatures 83 degrees, winds about 13 miles per hour. It's been so hot this week. We have reached records. Yesterday, we met our record for April 2nd. It was 92 degrees, and we hit that level yesterday, and we're forecasted to meet some records as well for the rest of the week. Looking at our temperatures right now, 82 degrees in Gainesville, 83 in Ocala, 82 in the Villages, warming up to the 90s once again this afternoon. Looking at our hour by hour, we'll be up to 91 degrees by 6 p.m., cooling down to the 70s around midnight. By 4 a.m., we'll be down to 68, but not getting much lower than that. Here's that system that's causing severe weather just north of us, causing a tornado outbreak near the Mississippi Valley. We'll feel the impacts of this early next week. Coming up, we're going to be taking a look at us reaching those record heat levels this week, tracking severe storms across the nation, and expecting showers for us early next week.
The name Helene is being added to the list of retired hurricane names following the wake of the 2024 hurricane season. The World Meteorological Organization Hurricane Committee retires names of storms that have been especially deadly or destructive. Helene was the deadliest U.S. hurricane since Katrina in 2005, killing about 250 people. Burrow and Milton are also names set to be retired.
A nuclear-powered rocket could cut travel time to Mars in half. That's according to British startup Pulsar Fusion, which has unveiled a space rocket concept called Sunbird. The rocket is expected to reach speeds of up to 500,000 miles per hour using nuclear fusion. The fastest object ever built, NASA's Parker Solar Probe, peaked at 430,000 miles per hour. The project is in early stages of construction, but the company hopes to achieve nuclear fusion in orbit in 2027.
Sheriff's offices statewide are mourning the loss of a Walton County deputy Wednesday. Florida Deputy William May lost his life while facing an armed criminal. In a sentiment released by the Alachua County Sheriff's Office, they wrote, "Deputy May made the ultimate sacrifice. He sacrificed his life for every one of us so that we may be free of the evil that he faced head-on. Deputy May exemplifies what it means to truly be a hero, and our state is safer because of men like him who are willing to pay the ultimate price." For the full statement, visit the Alachua County Sheriff Facebook page.
Governor Ron DeSantis announced another incentive plan to attract more law enforcement to the Sunshine State Wednesday. As WFT's Alexis Vivanco reports, the governor's plan hopes to put cash in new deputies' pockets and close the gap of recruitment for these essential workers.
We're a law and order state. We're going to support law enforcement, people that wear the uniform, and we're going to make sure our laws are enforced.
A plan meant to attract law enforcement to Florida. Governor Ron DeSantis announcing an update on the state's cash incentive to recruit new officers.
If you're being treated poorly in San Francisco or New York City or all these places, then you come to Florida, $5,000 to start.
The goal? Boost interest in a time where job listings are appearing more than ever across the state. Florida Commerce estimates that 3,300 new officers will be appointed to full-time employment for the fiscal year of 2025, a goal that's already seen results.
We've now awarded over 7,800 bonuses through this program.
DeSantis says that the program hopes to send a message. The state of Florida has your back.
That was WFT's Alexis Vivanco reporting. Water Conservation Month has begun in time for UF's Lake Watch Program annual report. The program estimated $5 million in Florida quality monitoring savings. The program is one of the largest of its kind, run by over 800 volunteers who manage and sample hundreds of bodies of water throughout Florida. The 2024 Lake Watch annual report was expanded to understand more of the program's impact. It estimated the cost of the sampling, external funding, contracts, and other analytical fees, coming to a conclusion of millions of dollars saved.
I think the program is a kind of a win-win-win across the board. So we're generating high quality data that is sent to the state for its monitoring purposes, but it's also used in research.
Project Lake Watch joins efforts from UF IFES and the School of Forest, Fisheries, and Geomatics. It has been running since 1986, and it became a Florida statute in 1991.
Food insecure Gainesville residents are receiving much needed aid this Saturday. FarmShare is distributing fresh produce and canned food by drive-in only at 9 a.m. in front of the Church of God by Faith. The event will continue while supplies last. An active wildfire is impacting drivers in Putnam County. Drivers need to be on high alert as smoke can make visibility decrease rapidly. Safe habits include lowering your speed and using your car's headlights. Travelers on One State Road 100 and County Road 315 should stay tuned for updates.
April is National Distracted Driving Awareness Month, so the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles wants to remind drivers and passengers to keep your eyes on the road. Keep yourself safe by avoiding distracting habits like texting, eating, and talking on the phone. Over 2,200 Floridians were seriously injured due to distracted driving in 2024. According to the FLHSMV, road conditions can change in a moment, so you need to stay alert. It's up to you to help decrease this number by practicing safe driving habits. Now let's take a look at our live DOT traffic camera overlooking Paynes Prairies. Looks like the storms aren't affecting us just yet, but let's get over to WFT's Jadyn Bottini, who has more on how they could bring us a rainy weekend.
We're seeing severe weather across the country right now, but for us, we're staying hot and humid through the weekend. Looking at campus, a couple of scattered clouds out there, temperatures 83 degrees, winds about 13 miles per hour right now. And this week, it's been so warm. We're reaching near record heat, and we're forecasted to beat these records today, Friday and Saturday. Friday's record was set in 1974, and we're expected to beat that tomorrow. So we'll see how many records we will be beating this week and into the weekend. For the rest of this afternoon, we're getting into the 90s, 92 in Gainesville, 93 in Ocala, 91 in the Villages, a little bit cooler in the 80s towards the coast. Here's the severe risk of storms near the Mississippi Valley. There's tornado outbreaks there right now. They're under an enhanced risk. These hazards include wind gusts over 60 miles per hour. Some baseball-sized hail and strong tornadoes are possible. Here's the system that's causing it. It's stationary, meaning it's going to be there today and it's going to stay there tomorrow. You can see some tornado warnings and watches are issued right now. And as we head into tomorrow, that system is going to stay over there, and even a bigger risk is this flash flooding risk. Up to 70% chance of flash flooding in this purple area because of these high rain rates, dropping several inches of rain per hour. Looking at the rainfall totals, up to 10 inches in some places. They're seeing 7 inches of rain forecasted in Memphis, 5 inches in Nashville, and some locations could even see up to a foot of rain. So on top of these high wind gusts, tornadoes, and large hail sizes, we're seeing high levels of rainfall from this system. Looking at our futurecast for our weather this evening, we could see the possibility for some showers near Lake City. Nothing too severe though. Some significant cloud cover as we head into tomorrow morning with the possibility for some fog, but skies will clear up throughout the rest of the day tomorrow. Heading into this weekend, it's going to be mostly sunny. High of 91 on Saturday, high of 89 on Sunday. Great time to go outside or get to the beach because early next week is when we're going to feel the effects of the system to our north, and it'll be raining, so you won't be able to get outside too much next week. Here's the system rolling in this weekend. Here it is Monday, kind of sitting over our area. We are going to see some showers and thunderstorms on early next week, but it will clear up by Wednesday evening, and we'll see our temperatures drop a little bit later next week. Tomorrow, high of 92, low of 68, some possibility for fog in the morning. On Monday, we're seeing that chance of showers and thunderstorms and temperatures dropping into next week.
Now let's head over to our Noticias partners for a look at today's top stories for our Spanish language audience.
Hola, soy Sofia Matute con tus noticias en 90 segundos. Los nuevos aranceles automovilísticos del presidente Trump entrarán oficialmente en vigor. Un arancel del 25% sobre todos los automóviles extranjeros enviados a los Estados Unidos entra en vigor bajo la presidencia de Trump. El presidente dice que el objetivo es para crear más empleos en el sector automotriz, obligando a los fabricantes de automóviles a trasladar la producción a Estados Unidos. México, Canadá, Corea del Sur, Japón y Alemania serán los países más afectados por estos aranceles. Incluso los vehículos nacionales contienen piezas importadas, lo cual incrementará el costo de fabricación. Para los compradores, esto significa menos coches entre los que elegir y precios más altos. La farmacia CVS está luchando contra la demanda sobre los opioides del Departamento de Justicia. Abogados de la franquicia de farmacia más grande en Estados Unidos piden que el juez federal desestime la mayoría de las demandas. Oficiales acusan a CVS de violar la ley de sustancias controladas al rellenar a propósito recetas no válidas. Los abogados de CVS respondieron el martes diciendo que los fiscales nunca proporcionaron datos claves, incluyendo las identidades de los médicos en falta. Los fiscales tienen hasta el próximo 4 de junio para responder a CVS. Un cohete en propulsión nuclear podría reducir el tiempo de viaje al planeta Marte. El startup británico Pulsar Fusion ha representado un concepto de cohete espacial llamado Sunbird. Este cohete se encontraría en una nave espacial en órbita. se acoplaría a ella y la llevaría a su destino utilizando la fusión nuclear. El cohete podría alcanzar velocidades de hasta 500.000 millas por hora y la empresa terminar el proyecto para 2027. Esas fueron tus noticias en 90 segundos. Gracias por sintonizarnos.
Many Canadians say they're leaving Southwest Florida, and now business owners say they're feeling the impact. And as Dave Elias reports, this comes as the U.S. clamps down on Canadian visits requiring background checks if they plan to stay more than 30 days.
Well, the Canadian flag is flying proudly next to the U.S. flag here at the Heritage Community in North Fort Myers. It's to represent the number of Canadians who call this area home. Many of them telling me they're considering selling these homes, not returning. And businesses say it's already having a financial impact.
It's estimated each year more than 60,000 Canadians flock to Florida.
I actually feel guilty that I'm here.
This group of women booked their trip to Fort Myers last October to visit their friend Susan.
I live here 6 months. This is my home, but I'm leaving April 2nd.
They say they're upset with the way President Trump is portraying them and their country.
Like, we don't want to be the 51st state, but we just want to be really good allies and things to go back to the way they were.
The Pressman family lives here each winter.
The truth of the matter is, if I hadn't prepaid everything and I wasn't already here and the weather wasn't so damn nice, I'd go home now.
Making clear they have no plans to return next year.
If we travel at all, it won't be to here. And for sure it won't be here. We'll go elsewhere.
Their son even considered retiring here.
We thought about maybe purchasing a property in Florida, but now we may reconsider that, and Mexico's looking quite appealing.
Businesses say feelings like this are having an impact on them.
It is having not only a negative impact on the tourism market, but business as a whole.
Cole Peacock owns Seed and Bean, and he fears that tariffs and uncertainty will make things even worse.
You need those extra visits to really kick that profit margin to a different level.
Canadians, though, making clear their love for Americans.
We love the Americans. We have no issue, but it's very disturbing to have the president say that he doesn't need Canada for anything.
That was Dave Elias reporting. Other Canadians say they're going to wait and see and decide later this year whether to return or put their homes up for sale.
During the upcoming NFL season this year, there will be a big change as the league will determine whether teams have made first downs by utilizing Sony's Hawkeye system. The system consists of 6 8K cameras placed around every stadium, which will optically track the position of the ball. According to the NFL, the technology was tested extensively last season. The team of officials who walk onto the field in critical moments to measure the ball placement will remain on the field in a secondary capacity. According to the league, measuring using the Hawkeye system takes around 30 seconds, which the league claims saves up to 40 seconds from using the traditional method.
The Gators are saddling up their cowboy boots to head out west to San Antonio for the final rounds of March Madness. Florida will face SEC opponent Auburn Saturday evening in the Final Four. The Gators defeated the Tigers earlier this season, and so there is plenty of motivation for both squads. Earlier Wednesday afternoon, Gators fans gathered outside the Hugh Hathcock basketball complex to wish the Gators well on their road trip of the final season as they chase a third national championship. WUFT will have crews live in San Antonio, bringing you updates throughout the rest of the tournament.
For the first time since the COVID-19 pandemic began, Disney World will have both of its water parks open this summer. Disney's Typhoon Lagoon Water Park in Lake Buena Vista will open on May 1st. It will remain open for the rest of its scheduled season. And Blizzard Beach in Bay Lake will be open May 21st through September 7th. As an added bonus this season, guests staying at Disney Resort hotels can visit the water park for free on their check-in date.
Now let's get over to WFT First at 5 anchor Nick Diaz with a look at what's coming up on First at 5 on Channel 5.
Later on at First at 5, the Florida Gators are going to the Final Four. We have a team in San Antonio ahead of their highly anticipated matchup against the Auburn Tigers. Plus, an update on the civil case of Terrell Bradley, the man who was attacked by a Gainesville police canine. We're bringing those stories and more to you tonight on First at 5.
Before we go, one last check on the weather.
We're staying in the 90s as we head into the weekend. A chance for some showers and thunderstorms on Monday. Showers lingering into Tuesday, cooling down to the 70s next week.
Thanks for joining us today for WFT Midday.
We'll see you later tonight at Channel 5. Have a great day.